love the aggro rage vibes. Um,
Oh,
it's so great because like people who know of MisterWives, this is like a new side, and it's like, oh, I love MisterWives. They're like, oh my God, yeah, it's like so cheery. I'm like, wait till you hear this album because this is a different band.
Got to keep them on their toes, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny too when people like make their first albums are like young and like angry, and then like by second or third album, they're talking about tour and then getting married. So you guys are it's all over the place. I
Yeah.
really like it. Yeah,
Yeah, we started off with being married and
Yeah,
then the
and then
unwinding of it.
yeah.
dude.
Benjamin Button.
I gotta say, man, it's very Fleetwood Mac of you. I'm with it. So you had said too in a bunch of interviews, it was a perfect storm of how bands fall apart. What was the last straw, the end of your rope when everything just exploded? What was it?
A culmination. I think a bandmate leaving and getting dropped in the same week was definitely like the final nail in the coffin, where it was like, okay, do we continue on this path? Because everything feels impossible to keep trying to overcome all these hardships and like show up with a good attitude and still believe in what we have in the music. And so this was like a homecoming to getting back to music without all the noise of what this industry can do to you.
Rose from the grave. We're doing great now. So
You got to go through it to get out of it.
there you go.
Okay, so 14 new tracks. What I want to know, what was the first song that just spilled out when you put the pen to the paper? Really, just like a song where you were like, when you were writing it, like, oh, okay, this is where we're going. This is going to be the sound. This is it.
I know exactly the song, and it is Out of Your Mind. That one, I showed up to the studio, and I had been writing for the whole year, and like I had even started Nosebleeds, and I didn't finish it yet because I was still so like raw and still trying to like paint the silver linings and doing the like coping mechanisms I've always done of like finding the bright side, and nothing was feeling authentic and true to my experience, and I had to, I want to curse here, but mess stuff up, and just let all the guttural experience really show up in the music. And I showed up to the studio with you and our friend Sean Van Fleet, who helped write the song, and was just like, I have to let this out. And they were the most open-minded, like, let's go, let's do it. And from that, Out of Your Mind was born, which has an actual screaming track in it. And the music video was me breaking things, and it was incredibly cathartic to release feelings that have been repressed for so long.
Yeah, that session actually wasn't even supposed to happen. I was sitting in my underwear at the computer, and Sean rang my doorbell, and he was like, "Oh, I thought we had a session today." I was like, "What?" So we just kind of like threw it all together, and it had this sort of like crazy energy to the day of like, "Let's go, let's do something wild." So yeah,
it was a happy accident.
Very happy accident.
Yeah, I love it when there's like when you just have to wing it, and then you're like you're in fight or flight mode. You can't think, and then it's like
that's the best place to be sometimes for creating, because you're not overthinking. You're just having to trust your instincts and what is at the surface.
Yeah, that's where the best music is made. I shouldn't curse, but this is the new version of MisterWives, so you're allowed to drop F-bombs if you want.
Okay. Oh, fuck yeah.
I want to hear like all the cursing on stage.
On stage for sure. I just radio. I wasn't sure. I didn't want you to just gonna be like bleep it. No one's gonna hear what I'm saying.
Let's get into it. You said rage and everything. Can we talk about the rage room experience? I've gone to one of those before. They're really fun.
Yes, absolutely. There's a whole series of events here, but when I was really in the trenches and in such a depressive spiral of everything that was going on and just feeling at the lowest low, ATN flew out our band member Will, and they surprised me at my doorstep with a surprise day planned of taking me to a rage room to just be like, you have to like let this stuff out, you know, it can't fester. And that planted the seed for like, oh, it's okay to be multifaceted and show other parts of me that maybe, especially as a woman, you know what you're told if you're anything other than like the right dose of polite and smiling and sorry, we're getting a call, which
there we go.
Annoying. Okay, sorry. And it was just gave me permission to be fully myself and to not do a disservice to what my experience has been. And so when we wrote Out of Your Mind, I wanted to go back to that feeling in the rage room. And that's what the music video is I wake up from this trance and I'm locked in this room as like a cog in the machine, and I just start destroying everything as a means to get out. And it was such a liberating feeling that we wanted fans to experience that as well. So we set up a rage room in New York where each room looked like the music video, and fans had their chance to let it all out in a different way than what the release is at a show, where it's usually just this like emotional, beautiful experience. And we're like, okay, we're going to crank the dial and let you do the things you can't do in normal day-to-day life.
Yeah, it's okay to smash shit is what we learned.
It really is. There's a rage room in Philly. I went a couple months ago. It was so much fun, but I like for like days after my hands hurt so badly.
Yes,
from, like the metal bat on top of like printers and stuff. I was like, oh my God, but it's just such a good workout, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Exercising those demons.
It's an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
It is. It's fantastic.
We gotta go when we're in Philly on tour.
I'm like plugging it. That would be such a fun little like a little promo thing. If you had to pick one band or musician to collab with that you haven't worked with yet, like what place are you at in your life? You're like, oh, now I want to go with Rage Against the Machine since it's like the Rage era of MisterWives. Is there anybody out there that you're dying to work with?
Oh man, so many people. Speaking of Rage, I just saw Kay Flay and she had Tom Morello play a song with her, and it just was like it exploded.
When you get the Tom Morello seal of approval, you're like set.
Oh, you've made it. Yeah. I feel like that's the highest accolade that you can possibly get. Also, he's just like the nicest human. Biggest, I feel like, I mean, No Doubt would be pretty fun. Paramore is definitely one. I
mean, I would have to say No Doubt. They're just, you know, we would love to like do something like if they do a reunion tour, like we would certainly open. At the very least, and maybe many would sing a duet, and maybe I play some bongos at the very least.
But I would pass away if that happened. I would no longer exist.
You'll be at the Fillmore with Bishop Briggs September 16th. How cool is that?
Yeah,
the coolest.
Yeah.
Like, look forward to a tour more. I'm so like antsy of wanting to get usually tour you're like, oh, I want time to go as slow as possible, and I'm like, do I pack now?
Yeah, especially Philly too. Like Philly is always such an amazing crowd. So
the best energy.
Yeah,
Philly throws down for sure.
It's a concert town. And I love the promo pictures for the tour. So cute, so fun.
Thank you.
Let's end on a non-music related note, just because, you know, there's life outside of music. What is your current obsession, non-music related?
If I have anything non-music related in my life right now.
Anything you're streaming, any shows?
Drag Race.
You're like, we don't watch TV. Drag Race, okay.
I have not had time for TV. I start something and I fall asleep immediately because it's been pretty nonstop. But Drag Race is happening right now. There's a new season, and that's my favorite form of escapism.
Yeah, I keep falling asleep every night. I do 2 minutes a night of a show and don't remember. But I do some woodworkings, and I make some record player stands. So I just made one, like a Nosebleeds record player stand, and I'm getting a record player to play the track or the album on Friday. So
that's so cool.
That's kind of something.
That's a good hobby. He has real hobbies. I'm like, I don't have anything outside of music.
That is so cool. All right, guys. Congratulations on the album. And we will see you September 16th at the Fillmore.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
All right, thank you.